This is a presentation of DirecTV, exclusive home of the Red Zone channel, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 20 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, the Rich Eisen Show, and America's premier source for sports television.
Oh yeah, brother!
Hey, Hulk, saw you on WrestleMania. Great job. What's going on in here?
Oh man, I grabbed one of the interns. I was trying to develop a game for the box score.
What game?
Oh, well, you know, they have that thing on DP where it's called Flinch Ball, brother. Well, I figured, how about this flinch chair? Oh, what you gonna do?
Tell me more.
Well, what you do is you grab a buddy, and you grab a chair, and you take the chair, and you go like this, and if they flinch, oh, brother, you flinched.
We're not even playing.
Oh, no, brother. First rule of flinch chair is you're always playing flinch chair.
I don't have time for this. Box score starts.
Oh, yeah! No! Starts right now, Hulkamaniacs.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins, the box score.
Hello and welcome to Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes out in Milford, Connecticut. Let's get right to it. It's fashion off the top of the show. Seton, Catholics versus Criminals t-shirt. Have you ordered one, and when will it be delivered?
Hoping that it's here before Friday, end of day, close of business, COB as they say, because that is a doozy. It brings back great memories of the Catholics versus convicts days, where I actually was, despite being, Irish Catholic, and I'm a Notre Dame fan now. Back then, when that was happening, I sort of wanted to do everything that against what my parents and family did. So they were all Notre Dame fans, and I was the lone Miami Hurricane fan in the house. And my dad was just like, "What is wrong with you? Where did you come from?"
But at that age, were you closer to a hardcore Catholic or a hardcore convict? Because I'm thinking you're 12, 13, 14, 88, 89?
Man, yeah. Well, 88, I was 10. And I was probably, I may have still been an altar boy at that point. But I was certainly mischievous, as they say.
You guys talked a lot about college football today, and in particular, the autograph situation. McLovin, a football expert, how much are these stories about these autographs hurting the draft stocks of Jameis Winston and Todd Gurley?
Oh, I think they're killing. Oh, no. The autographs aren't killing Jameis Winston. All the stuff combined is killing Jameis Winston. I think the sexual assault allegation is much more serious. Autographs mean nothing. I think they're not going to affect zero. I think Gurley means nothing and might help his draft stock because there's less wear and tear on his legs. I mean, Manziel had the same thing and nobody cared.
And with Winston, it's been a bunch of stuff. What he said, standing on top of the table, the inappropriate language, the supermarket shoplifting stuff on time. It's just one thing after another.
Yeah, though everyone says that, but I think if you took out the sexual assault allegation, would he be red flagged by NFL teams? I think it's
not to the extent, but it still it does speak to immaturity, and it just seems like at least I feel like every other day or every other week I'm waiting for the next Winston-related story where he did something obnoxious or immature to come out.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the teams think, but I would, if I were a GM, I'd think like, how many dumb moves can this guy make in a row in a year and 3 months? It's not even like what the charges are. It's the number of them and like the number of bad decisions. And if he wasn't a quarterback, I don't think this would affect him in any way. But a quarterback, I think they hold McLovin, back me up. Yeah. A little different standard of decision making. And I think that's why Manziel dropped just a hair in the draft. I think he was maybe 13th, 14th, 15th or better. But I mean, you're going to draft someone who's a bad decision maker to be the face of your franchise. How good does he have to be? He has to be an absolute sure thing. You look at Andrew Luck, he was a sure thing on the field and kind of nothing off the field. Kid who went to Stanford, kind of a nerd. I think they desire nerds right now. That's why Russell Wilson is a complete nerd, and Andrew Luck's the biggest nerd of all time. And neither of them have gotten in much trouble.
Well, you had one guy on the show today that's doing it right, Ole Miss quarterback Bo Wallace, and he told Dan that the Texas A&M fans weren't really that mean after all.
I was surprised at the A&M fans. They were the nicest fans that I've ever encountered. you go to the stadium and you look how close their sideline is. You're thinking, oh man, they're gonna give it to us, this whole game. But they were really nice. They actually, when we were leaving the stadium, their fans were cheering us as our bus left. So it was pretty crazy.
Did they think they had won or something, and they were saying, hey, thanks for coming?
Yeah, like I said, I was just looking. I asked one of my buddies went, and he said that all the A&M fans were telling them we really like Ole Miss. We like Ole Miss a lot and stuff. So I don't know what it is with them down there.
This is really fascinating. I was thinking about this the other day. SEC teams don't hate out-of-state opponents. They hate in-state opponents. Like A&M hates Texas. Ole Miss hates Mississippi State, which is weird. You don't like people from your same state, but Mississippi people don't necessarily hate teams from Alabama or Georgia. But if you took Alabama and Auburn, they want to kill each other. So it's in-state rivalries are bigger than the out-of-state rivalries, even when they're like side to side.
What about there are exceptions? Georgia, LSU, or LSU? I feel like.
But you don't have to spend time with people. Like if you live in Georgia, you don't have to spend time every day with people who like LSU.
Oh,
they can't be your neighbor. If you live in middle of nowhere Alabama, your next door neighbor could be an Auburn fan, and the one over next to him could be a Bama fan. You have to deal with those kind of people every day.
That makes a lot of sense to me, actually, because being a Seton Hall fan growing up in New Jersey, I couldn't stand Rutgers.
Right.
I would look at what papers wrote more positively about. Well, they all wrote more positively about Rutgers because it was the state school. But it always drove me nuts that Seton Hall never got any credit, and all the Rutgers fans and all the Scarlet, get out of here. Couldn't stand that. So that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Hate your neighbor.
I didn't know there were any Rutgers fans.
Oh no!
What?
Don't hate on Piscataway.
Come on now. Bo is a total gentleman today, and so was last week. You had Dak Prescott on today, or on last week. Fritzy, are you going to cheer for one or the other since they was nicer on the phone when you?
Yeah, I like them both a lot. If I had to pick one, if you were just going by the yes sir, no sir, and that kind of thing, Prescott definitely had Bo beat, but not by a significant amount. But if I had to pick one, I would lean towards Prescott. It's a great story either way. The way both.
Well, Brock, did your crew out there? They counted the Dak Prescott sirs last week. Did they do the same for Bo Wallace?
Bo only had 3 was the count I'm hearing. So much less.
Oh. Disrespectful.
Can I pitch something for ESPN? Right before the Egg Bowl, they do a promo where the General Lee pulls up and Bo Wallace is driving, and
Bo
Dak
Luke
Prescott is next to him. Now, I know this wouldn't make any sense, but they do it for charity, and they pretend they're Bo and Luke Duke. Dak and Bo and the General Lee. Hello.
Who's Daisy Duke?
Or Georgia.
That's the big.
And who's Daisy Duke?
Yeah, we got to figure out
Cliff
who Daisy.
Kingsbury.
Now you got
That's fairly accurate.
Okay,
He probably
moving
had to
on
pull
to
it
that
off,
sports
too.
coverage, your coverage with Aaron Rodgers, who was on today, and he talked about how the coverage in the NFL is completely out of hand.
There's too much access. I mean, the other day, a couple games ago, I got bumped in the back of the head by a camera guy who trying to get into a pregame huddle. I'm just like, what are you doing? I mean, none of the stuff that Josh sitting there, TJ Lang, is going to say in this pregame huddle is going to be for TV. So get out of my way. Don't bump me in the back of the head with your camera. Nothing you're filming here is going to be used for consumption on TV.
Well, that's interesting because if you think about it, he's going after NFL films and the broadcast partners right there. He's not talking about us annoying journalists who mob him in the locker room asking for quotes. I don't know. He's, I know he's Aaron Rodgers, but he's treading on dangerous water there. Those are big money makers for the league.
And it's certainly not going the other way where they're going to listen and be like, you know what, you're right. Maybe we should dial back the cameras. If anything, there's going to be 10 more next week.
But McLovin's got a point. Like Aaron Rodgers is used to after the game, you got to talk to the media after practice. But when I'm trying to do my job, when I'm trying to, talk to a person in the huddle on the sidelines, I have to worry about a camera and a boom mic above my head. Yeah, obviously nobody would like that, but it's one of those things that it's a good discussion topic, but Aaron has to know that nothing's going to change.
Imagine that working and having everything you do and say mic'd up and put on camera.
Cameras bumping into you.
Every time you go to the bathroom, it's like,
Aaron Rodgers and those guys who are mic'd up, which is a great show on the NFL Network, can they turn off their mic if they have to go to the bathroom?
Not if you agree to do with it.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, at least we have a button.
Yeah, it's like set. I'm going to turn this off here. 42.
What if Aaron Rodgers went to the bathroom as many times a day during his work as you did during yours? The Packers would be in a free fall.
They would, they would be at best 5-11 at the end of the season. There's no shot.
Can you imagine like 3rd and 11? He's like, I gotta go. I just gotta go right
Or
now.
what if, or what if he didn't have his mic on? The official ran in, like, set. We gotta take a pause here, and turn your pack on. See, that's what happens here.
Put $1 in the jar.
Yeah, put $1 in the jar.
Rogers, Mike.
Your Green Bay pack.
Roger, right before the third quarter starts. Rogers, Mike.
Fritzy's just counting down to the 2-minute warning. Like, come on, hurry up! I gotta go in there.
That's a good idea for that. What if between quarters they put one of the players in a box where they confessional? That first half, that lineman was really.
I gotta tell you, I don't think the defensive coordinator really knows what he's doing today.
Yeah.
His game plan is terrible.
Yeah. So the offensive coordinator said that I ordered too much at breakfast, and I said, "Whatever, dude. That's not whining. Breakfast is complimentary." And he said, "Thanks to me."
That
you know
would be
how it goes.
Clay Matthews could do Cougar of the Week, have his own little branded segment.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
The air freshener's the mic. The air freshener's the mic. Okay, let's take a break after this. So the guys are going to do a little play-by-play. Oh, Nelly. We got a Danny Brook Bruin now.
Austin Davis, last call for the 49ers. Oh, no, it was the Rams. Kenny Britt out for a pass. That's intercepted by Dante Johnson and returned for a touchdown. Back to you.
All right.
Welcome back to the box score. Golf clap there. Paulie going super duper producer there and doing the play of the day call by himself. Fritzy, what grade would you give Paulie on that performance?
I had higher expectations. Paulie's been in the business a very long time, and I'm gonna go B-. I was prepared to give him at least a B+, but I'm gonna go B- there.
Wow, the hammer.
I thought he had a little game show host or something laid back there at the end. That's a Dante Johnson interception.
Well, when Seton came up with the idea of the bit, he said, "Why don't you start off the play-by-play?" And I was thinking to myself, I go, well, you know what? I'm going to throw this. I'm going to do it poorly. And then I thought to myself, I'm not going to need to try to do it poorly. I'm just going to do it poorly because I'm not a play-by-play host, and I've never done play-by-play for anything ever. And so when I stumbled upon myself with the Niners and Rams, that's kind of what I wanted. And then I was trying to channel a little bit of like a low William Shatner-esque. You have 3 seconds. You know, what do you call it?
He's running.
Yeah, a little Shatner there. So it was bad, and it ended up being good.
Back to bags last night, pre-flying. Dan wanted to actually hear the Colin Kaepernick 80-yarder, and then McLovin took the lead. McLovin.
Kaepernick drops back. It's a 5-step drop. Five-step drop. 5-step drop. Brandon Lloyd catches it at the 40. He's streaking down the sideline. 30, 20, 10. Actually, caught it around the 50.
It's bad.
Can you do play-by-play?
No.
Have you ever done it?
Yes. Not football. I did basketball. But
you got to go get it down the right side. You got to get your voice out.
And here's Kaepernick, number 7. Niners just trying to see if they get in field goal range. There's 14 seconds left first half. Kaepernick over to Brandon Lloyd.
The words there.
Dan's a lunatic. Yeah, man, play-by-play guys are great, especially when you're listening in the radio, you're driving in your car or something, listening to a game, because they're like just these characters unto themselves. They all have their own little delivery and their own sense of humor and everything. That bit was a lot of fun, but I wish that we had gotten Fritzy to do a little play-by-play, because he's really the only one who hadn't at least offered a sentence in it. So, not to put you on the spot.
Fritzy, give us one, would you? A little play-by-play.
Okay. I'll do Packers. Rodgers back to pass. He's avoiding the rush. I think he's got Cobb. A screen pass to Cobb. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Green Bay. And they've taken a 9-point lead here in Detroit.
You gave me a B-.
See, we were listening to your play of the day. It sounded like you had baseball sound effects under there. What was that bed sound you had on there?
Accurate. That was a baseball crowd. I was looking through my sound effects library here. It has advanced and stocked with sound as it is.
They've got a bigger
extensive.
Right, they had a bigger library at Shawshank.
I had 2. I had a baseball crowd and I had a crowd booing, and luckily I was able to use both of those. And you know, when I mentioned the play, I'm like, I'm trying to find a football crowd, but I don't have one. He said, actually, it works even better that it makes no sense the crowd whatsoever, because my play-by-play is going to be kind of, well, not exactly great. And then it's got over a baseball crowd, which makes 0 sense. The whole thing really worked so well in that it made no sense.
What was someone yelling peanuts? Peanuts, Apple Jacks?
Absolutely. Here, guy back there. Here.
Swing, batter, swing.
Well, Fritzy, believe it or not, we have tracked down another clip of you doing some play-by-play. So please roll this for the kids.
10, 20, 25, 30. There's a lot of big fat guys on Alabama that are not able to make the tackle. He's across midfield. The national title is at stake. Chris Davis, 25-20, 10-5, touchdown, Chris Davis. The Auburn Tigers have done the unthinkable. Oh my God! And the Crimson Tide will not be playing for a third straight national championship. How can this happen? Chris Davis has gone 109 yards at Auburn to take down Nick Saban and the #1 Tide. So long, Saban. The title is not yours anymore.
That highlight was followed a day later by Fritzy's third hernia surgery of the decade. That was pretty energetic and unintelligible.
That's how we like it here in the box score. Okay, stick around. All these guys are hardened criminals. At least that's what they'd like you to think. It's criminal stories after this. You'll enjoy this.
My friend hit a couple of people and he got arrested. So he's in jail for a couple hours. We go to bail him out. While we're waiting to bail him out, he starts chatting with the female police person who was processing him. He ends up getting her number. So as he's getting released, he's sitting there talking to the policewoman, and he actually gets her number.
Welcome back to the box score. Paulie relating a story about his friend getting the number of a cop booking him. Whatever happened to that lovely couple?
Wow, not much from what I remember. We were only in town for a couple of nights for a wedding in like Decatur, Illinois. But he did get the digits of a female cop. And I got to look into this because I know he called her the next day, but I don't remember much after that.
I think that's awesome. You work in handcuffs and the whole police uniform.
Heather Locklear and T.J. Hooker.
Wow. Sammy Joe, yeah.
That's a winner.
Sure.
She was a...
Life was always a fantasy. Okay, the guys all talked about a run-in or two with the police. Seaton's run-in was romantic, but in a different way.
My buddy got into a huge fight at a bar, and he was fighting a bouncer, which is always a great idea. And I had my friend's shoulders pulling him like this, and the cops grabbed me and my friend. Next thing I knew, I had a boot on my neck, and was, for some reason, removing my clothes in jail, which I'm not really sure why they strip searched me, but they felt the need to do that in West Virginia, which was awesome.
They strip searched you?
They did for a disorderly conduct ticket. Yeah.
What were they looking for?
It's a great question, but they were very thorough.
Yeah, that is bizarre. I guess if you're put into a corner somewhere with an attractive female police officer, you could make the best of the situation. But I really don't understand why he would have to be new to what they thought he was hiding on his person. And from what Seaton was saying, he didn't even do anything wrong. He was just kind of trying to break up a fight. But to have to be strip searched like that is embarrassing and seems very unnecessary. But I guess they have different rules.
The only thing
West
I could
Virginia.
think of there, and I'm not being accusatory or pejorative, I wonder if they smelled something on Seaton that thought, maybe this guy's hiding something. I don't know. I'm just saying, knowing his history during that time period, could he have smelled like weed? Maybe, maybe not.
Truth be told, I had never thought about it until right now how lucky I really was at that very moment of the strip search. But yeah, there was about 8 cops there, and for some reason, I must have been a real serious threat. But yeah, they had a lot of fun with me while I was waiting for my friends to bail me out. Thanks.
McLovin, do you think you would be able to recover emotionally from a strip search like that?
Well, who says I've never been strip searched?
Oh.
McLovin, Brock, you were pretty vague during the whole bit. You kind of tapped out. Have you ever been arrested in the back of a police car, McLovin?
No, I have not. But I've had some run-ins with Johnny Law. I'm not gonna lie.
What was the one that would stand out?
I got in a massive brawl in the Gramercy Park Hotel in 2002.
What?
Where I was targeted for starting what turned into a serious brouhaha. And the cops let me go because nobody wanted to press charges. And I'm going to leave it at that. My lawyer said, that is it.
Gramercy Hotel brouhaha.
Wow. Really putting himself out there, Andrew?
Really? I'm going to stay on this
clearing brawl in the lobby there. The Gramercy Hotel.
But I didn't get strip searched.
Yeah,
I asked.
You asked. Nobody wants to check me out?
These book club meetings are getting out of hand. Okay, still to come.
They really are.
Dan feeds the Danettes, like in the 9.5 weeks, I think, with the grapes and it's very, very sexy.
There you go.
Welcome back to the box score, closing up things here at the bar. Well, if there's one thing that bars like to do, besides sell booze, it's sell just enough food to keep the ABC off their back. Okay, that's an inside joke for college towns. And the boss announced today that the boys will be getting breakfast from here on out.
I got you a breakfast account so you can order breakfast. All right?
Yay! Thanks, Dan.
Next, you're going to want clothing allowance and makeup.
Is that a thing?
No, you're not getting that.
There's no wardrobe?
There's none.
There's no makeup?
No, obviously.
Not for us.
Well,
no,
not for us.
No. I'll get you breakfast. You can get a breakfast burrito, and that's it. Man, you guys whine.
This is exciting. I mean, it was a morale boost this morning. I put this request in August of 2009. It's kind of like a World Cup bid. I had to go through a lot of hoops. There was a lot of presentations, a lot of discussions. But Dan pushed it through. God bless him. It only took 5 years.
Well, let's go around the horn. McLovin, what do you want on your breakfast burrito from here on out?
Actually, I don't get a breakfast burrito. I get egg whites with a side of bacon, no bacon, and tea.
How about you, Fritzy?
Man, you know,
Normally, I don't eat breakfast very often, but now we're in a whole new world. I think I'll.
This is where things get real interesting.
I could go periodically with a little egg cheddar sausage bagel.
Here's
with some
what I don't
fries and
understand.
juice.
Here's what I don't understand. So there's free breakfast, so you're going to eat breakfast, which is fine. Fritzy, you have every right to eat breakfast. But doesn't that mean that you would like breakfast and have time to eat breakfast?
Yeah, I have no excuse other than that it's nice that there's going to be a complimentary breakfast.
I don't
see
talking about
myself,
before that. Like,
yeah.
why have you never had breakfast in the 7 years we've worked together?
I don't know. Sometimes I'll grab a banana or a granola bar, like in the morning at home.
Right. What I'm saying is, the 7 years we worked together, and we all order breakfast together, and we all are busy before the show. How come you think you've never ordered breakfast?
I think part of it is just I get caught up in the work stuff, and then I'm not enjoying it.
But you're still going to be caught up in the work stuff with this free breakfast. So that means you won't have time for it.
You know what? It's a very good point. But I think I am motivated by the fact that it's on the house, and that's a nice thing. But I also don't think I'm all of a sudden going to have breakfast every day just because all of a sudden it's in the budget to get a bagel and a cranberry juice.
Whoa, cranberry juice? That's not.
Oh, that might not be part of it. Maybe no drinks. I'll bring my water from home. We'll keep it under $5. We'll go bagel and cream cheese or something.
All right, Seton, how about you?
Well, you know, lately I've been a loyal bacon, egg, and cheeser on a bagel, which certainly isn't helping things out. So I don't know. I might switch it up. I used to just go scrambled eggs, keep it real simple. I thought about adding actually a little orange juice into the mix, which I'm not normally an orange juice guy, but maybe that'll help me dial back my coffee intake.
What are your thoughts about a fruit plate?
Oh, a fruit cup. I'm a big fruit cup guy, so I might add that into the mix. I'm not sure. I have to be. It's a world of possibilities now that I'm really excited about.
Let me ask you this: from a health food standpoint, I get a egg white omelet with sausage. With the sausage, completely ruins the egg white part of it.
Right.
But if I also got fruit, and so I add healthy things to a generally unhealthy breakfast, am I eating healthy? If I add healthiness to what is inherently unhealthy, McLovin, I'm gonna bring you in here too.
Yeah, I think you're wasting your time with the egg whites if you're going with sausage.
Right.
You might as well just.
But you do the same thing with bacon.
Diet Coke thing.
McLovin, you do the same thing with bacon.
Yes, I add bacon to healthy meals all the time. But, I mean, it depends on your school diet. We go in low carb here, Paulie, because if you want to count carbs, you better not put that fruit in there. The fruit's going to get you, not the sausage.
All right, who thinks Fritzy is in on tomorrow's breakfast order?
And then, but you're forgetting the whole now. Maybe I purposely don't get breakfast because I'm
Except that now you mentioned that, which means that you are going to get it. Except that now I mentioned it, so you're not going to
get it.
Okay, Fritzy, who's on tomorrow besides breakfast?
Tomorrow, Bob Ryan, longtime sports writer for the
two-syllable
Boston
name.
Globe, will join us in studio, and we may hear from Joe Buck. But right now, we're going to start it off with Bob Ryan right here in the Milford studio. He's got a new book called "Scribe: My Life in Sports," and
father of 9.
He will be stopping by the Milford Man Cave.
Oh, well, get
Little
him a
extra
burrito,
high
would
school.
you? Yeah, maybe a sausage, egg, and
That
cheese.
may be pushing it. Is the guest included in the breakfast?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, thank you guys, and thanks for watching the Box Score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239, right here on DirecTV. Also catch our podcast available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. To breakfast.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the Box Score. Holy cow!
This was a presentation of DirecTV, exclusive home of the Red Zone channel, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 20 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, the Rich Eisen Show, and America's premier source for sports television.